Begin sitting with your legs crossed. Your spine is long and your sit bones root down into the ground. Begin to notice your breath. Inhale as you circle your rib cage forward, and exhale, pull the belly in and take it round back. Moving here a couple more times in the circular motion, inhaling and exhaling. Change directions. We're taking deep breaths, using the strength of the belly every time you exhale to round. Come back to center. Deep breath in as you reach your arms out to the side. Look up and touch the palms together. Exhale, hands through your center. Again, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands through your center. Last time, inhale, reach up. And exhale, draw your hands through your heart. Come forward onto all fours, aligning shoulders over the wrists, knees under the hips. Tuck your toes under. Now pull your belly in and round out your back. Gaze towards your navel. Engage the pelvic floor here and lift the knees up just an inch or so off the earth, holding here. Pressing the hands into the ground and then lower the knees. Untuck the toes. Same thing. Knees lift an inch up off the earth as you round out the back. Navel draws in towards the spine. You're pushing the floor away from you with your hands. Good. Lower the knees down. Take some circles with the hips here. Breathing into that movement. Go ahead and change directions. Moving with the breath. Nice. Come back to center. Come into plank pose. Everything is engaged. Slightly round out the upper back. Extend that right leg up to hip height. Hold here. Now draw that right knee towards the right shoulder. Lift the leg up high. Good. Extend the leg back behind you. Belly stays engaged. Now draw that knee towards the left shoulder. Lift it up. Good. Extend the leg behind you. And then take the knee back to the right shoulder. Stay in it. Extend the leg behind you. Good. Now the knee comes towards the left. Inhale, extend the leg back and roll it over onto the left for side plank. Keeping the leg lifted, we're gonna pulse the hips towards the sky. Good. Squeeze the seat, pull the belly in, pulsing here. Take it back into plank. Lower the knees down and come into puppy pose. Hips to the sky, chest resting on the floor. Opening up into the shoulders, release the hips back to the heels. Inhale and roll the spine up to sitting. Let's come right back into plank. We're gonna slightly round out that upper back, rotate the biceps forward, everything's tight. Lift the left leg up. Strong belly, draw the knee towards that left shoulder. Good. Inhale, take it back. Pull in the belly. Exhale, take the knee over to the right. Good. Lift it up high. Inhale, take it back. Nice. And draw the knee up to the left shoulder. Good. Inhale, take the leg back. Stay strong. Exhale, knee to the right shoulder. Good. Pull the belly in. Inhale, take it back and roll it over onto the right. For our side plank, we're going to pulse the hips to the sky. Keep everything nice and tight. Good job. Take it back into plank. Lower the knees and come into Anahata Asana. Open up the shoulders. And then release the hips to the heels. Inhale, roll it up to sitting. Let's extend that right arm out to the side and take some big circles with the left arm. Just a couple of times here. Take it over to the other side, circling the right arm, opening opening up that shoulder. Good. Now bring it back up to center. Now lift that right knee up to stretch the top of that right foot. And then switch sides, stretching the top of the left foot, drawing that knee in. And release, interlace the hands, take some circles here, rolling out the wrists. And come through all fours and take it back into down dog. Tilt the tailbone up to the sky, but draw those lower ribs in. Deep breath in as you shift forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower to chaturanga, hug the elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, draw the lower navel in. Press the hips back, down dog. Good. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, pull the belly in, shift it back, downward facing dog. Walk the hands towards the feet. Grab onto the big toes with the peace fingers. Pull your chest into the thighs. Release the tops of the shoulders away from the ears. Feel that stretch throughout the back of the legs. Inhale, rise up halfway. Keeping hold of the right big toe with those peace fingers, plant the foot into the earth as you lift that left leg towards parallel to the earth. Stay strong in your core and your pelvic floor, and slowly lower the leg back down, coming to the other side. So this time planting the left side down into the ground and lifting the right leg towards hip height. Deep breath. And on your exhale, lower the leg back down. Good. Release, hug into the back of your legs. Soften the shoulders and the neck. Take your hands to the ground and walk them out, coming into plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, take it back, down dog. Inhale, come back to plank and lower the knees down. Tuck the tailbone under, shift the heart forward, and let's take 5 chaturanga push-ups. Good. Keep the belly in and keep those elbows hugging into the rib cage. Nice. Now shift the tailbone to the sky, chest comes to the floor for Anahata Asana. Roll the shoulders from side to side, opening up deep into those joints. Good. Once again, preparing for some more push-ups. Take the hands wide this time. Scoop the tailbone under, pull the belly in, and take 5 full push-ups here. Keep the heart reaching forward, gaze is slightly ahead of you. Nice. Now shift back into puppy pose again. Roll it from side to side. Let's prepare for chaturanga push-ups once again. Tuck the tailbone under. This time it's down, down, up, up. Inhale, down, down. Exhale, up, up. Good. Stay with it. Pull the belly in. Stay nice and strong here. You just have a couple more. So see if you can stick with it. Good. And come back into puppy pose. Open up those shoulders and triceps. You can roll from side to side. Next, we're going to do the same thing. Hands are going to be wide this time, so preparing for our push-ups. Bring the chest forward, tuck the tailbone under. Again, inhale, down, down. Exhale, up, up. Nice. Sticking with it here, just doing the 5. Make them good. Watch the form. Pull the belly and the ribs in. Nice job. Lead with the heart, not the face. And there it is. Come back into Anahata Asana. Stretch it out. Take some deep breaths here, opening up the shoulders. Release the hips to the heels and inhale, roll it up to sitting. You can circle the head back. Bring your hands to your heart. Reconnect with your breath. Come forward and make your way into forearm plank. Activate the thighs, pull the navel in, squeeze the seat. We're going to tuck the tailbone under and release. Again, so tucking and release. Every time we tuck, we pull the belly in. Tuck and release. Small movement, tuck and release. You're not here for long, so just stick with it. Do not let go, tuck and release. Good, keep pressing the floor away from you. Nice job. Now we're going to dip the knees one at a time, bending and straightening, shifting and shifting. Keep the belly stable. Keep the hips even. Don't let the hips dip, just bending and straightening opposite legs. Nice job. Come back into the stillness of your plank. Hold everything in, activate the thighs, and then lower the hips down. Come into Sphinx pose. So draw the elbows back isometrically, opening up the heart. Neck is nice and long. Pull the belly in and press the pubic bone down into the mat. Fingertips come to the back of the head, elbows are wide. Keeping that engagement of the belly, we're going to lift here, pulsing. Opening up the heart. Lift and lift. Keep pressing the pubic bone down into the mat. Press the tops of the feet down into the earth. Now extend the arms behind you. Lift the legs up off the earth. If you can interlace the hands together and open up the heart a little bit more. Lift it up a little bit higher. Good. Keeping the lift of the chest and the legs. Bend the knees and release the hands to grab the tops of the feet. Lift it up into bow pose. Keep the knees in line with the hips. On an exhale, lower down. Keep hold of the feet. Inhale and rise up, opening the heart. Lifting the chin slightly, gazing towards the sky. Thighs are lifting up off the earth. And on an exhale, very gently lower down. And inhale, gently rise up one more time. Come to your full expression of the posture. Deep inhale. And exhale, lower down, release the feet. And let's press it back into child's pose with the knees wide. Chest resting in between the thighs. Relax the sit bones back as you lengthen the spine. Take a moment to reconnect with your breath here. And let's make our way up into all fours, finding that alignment, shoulders over the wrists, knees under the hips. Extend the right leg back behind you. Tuck the tailbone under. Keep the tuck of the tailbone as you lift the straight leg up to hip height. Now we're going to pulse here by putting a tiny bend in the leg and then a big straighten. Good, so tiny bend and then straighten. Every time we straighten, it's coming from the muscle of that seat. Keep the hip bones squared towards the floor. Tiny bend and stretch. Good. The work is in the straight leg. So every time we stretch, squeeze from the seat there. Nice. Good. Now hold that stretch here. We're going to lower for 2 and lift for 2. Lower for 2 and lift for 2. Good. All the while we're lowering and lifting, we're keeping that scooping under of the tailbone. The lower core is pulling in towards the spine. The ribs are drawing together. Lowering for 2 and lifting for 2. All the work is coming from the seat. Nice. Keep that leg super straight. And then we're going to roll the hip open to the side. Come up onto the fingertips of the right hand. Look back at your leg, make sure it's in line with the hip. And we're going to take little tiny circles here. So circling back, movement stemming from the muscles of the seat. Leg is super straight, butt is squeezing. Good, little circles back. Make it nice and small. It's not about a big movement here. Keep the scooping under of the tailbone as we bend the knee towards that shoulder and then straighten it back on the diagonal. Good, bend it towards the shoulder and straighten it back. As we're moving here, we're keeping that leg level. It's staying at hip height, moving forward and back. Each time we move back, we're squeezing from the seat. Keep the belly in, be aware of the ribs here. Nice job. Now move that straight leg forward, extending right out from the hip. We're going to take little circles here. Good, circling the leg forward. Keep it lifted, keep that leg straight. One more, and then we take the leg back behind us, hips square to the floor. Inhale, exhale, draw the knee in. Inhale, extend the leg up, squeeze the butt. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, extension. Exhale, crunch it in. Good, staying here with this flow, squeezing from the seat, moving with the breath. We're not here for long, so you want to make the most of each and every movement. Try to stay in the flow as long as you can without taking any breaks. Good job. Lower that leg down. Extend the left leg back behind you. Tuck the tailbone under. Lift it up to hip height. Keep that engagement of the core, and we're going to bend, stretch. Little tiny bend, great big stretch. Good. So the work is in the stretch. It's all coming from the seat. Keep the hips square, bending and stretching. Hold that stretch for half a second every time you get there. If you want to feel it in the seat more, tuck the tailbone under. Retuck every time you stretch. Good job. Keep that tuck, and we're going to lower for 2 and lift for 2. Nice. Keeping the tailbone tucked under, keeping the ribs in. We lower for 2 and lift for 2. All of the effort comes from the seat. Keep the leg nice and straight. Everything is active. Hips are square to the ground. Lower for 2, lift for 2. Good. Lowering and lifting. Just one more. And then we turn it open to the side. So opening up the hips to the side, come onto the fingertips of the left hand, little circles back. Tiny, tiny circles. All of that movement stemming from the squeeze of your tush. Left side is working. Nice. Stay in it. Pull the belly in. Little precise circles. Good job. Keeping the legs super straight. Notice your breath here. Just a couple more. And we're going to keep that position of the hip open. Bending the knee in towards the shoulder and straighten it back on the diagonal. Good. Bend to the shoulder, lengthen it back, squeezing the seat. Keeping that knee lifted. We want to keep that leg at hip height the whole time. Nice movement coming from the seat. Just a couple more here. We're going to stay in it the entire time. Don't let go. Good. Now take the straight leg forward, extending directly out from the hip, and we circle the leg. Good. Little circles forward. Keeping it lifted. Super straight leg. And then we take the leg back behind us, square the hips towards the floor. Exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale, extension. Exhale, round it in. Good. Every time we inhale and extend, it's that squeeze of the left side of the seat. Exhale, use the belly to pull the knee in. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch it in. Just a few more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, take it in. Hips stay square, squeezing the muscles of the seat. Good. Lower the knee down and rest in child's pose for just a few breaths. Slow everything down. Just a moment here. And then make your way up into downward facing dog. Walk the hands towards the feet. Bend the knees. Inhale and roll the spine up to standing. For this next series of exercises, you're going to need a little piece of furniture. I'm using a stool, but you can use the back of a couch or a countertop, whatever works. Take the feet wide and bend the knees like you're coming into goddess pose. Fold your arms over your piece of furniture. Tuck the tailbone under and pull the belly in. We're going to press the knees back and then pulse it down. Good. Press back, pulse down. Press back, pulse down. Stay here with this flow. Keep tucking the tailbone under. Get nice and low and stay in an intense working zone. So pressing the knees back and pulsing it down. It's not a big movement. Keep it small and controlled, nice and tight. Good. Now come up onto the tippy toes. Same thing. Press the knees back, pulse it down. Press back and pulse. Back and pulse. Good. Go down a little bit lower and work from there. Back and pulse. We're not here for long. Do not come out. Stay in it. Back and pulse. Just a few more. You're almost there. Good. Now we're just going to pulse. Pulsing to finish. Keep the knees held back and wide. Pulsing here. And you're out. Come back to your mat. It's time to say hello to your abs. Good, so we're going to find that C curve. Feet are flat into the ground. Knees are hips distance apart. Lean back until you find that working zone where your abdominals catch. Pull the belly in and tuck the tailbone under. Hold that tuck and we're just going to move back an inch and up an inch. Back and up. Again, not a big movement, but we're staying in an intensive working zone. Good, keeping the elbows wide. We're not gripping the back of our legs too much, just holding on for a little bit of support. Keep the navel driving down in towards the spine. Very nice. Now extend the arms forward, make fists. From here, we're just going to tuck and release. Tuck and release. Good. Keep pressing the feet down into the mat. Each time you tuck, it's as if you're trying to reach the back of your waistband down into the ground. Good. Keep the arms tight, shoulders relaxed, tucking and releasing right here. Stay focused. Stay in it. Good. Just a few more right here. Nice. And you're out. Roll all the way down onto the mat. Now draw your feet in a bit closer and we're going to take them about as wide as your mat. Now turn your toes out and we're going to lift the hips up into a bridge pose, squeezing the seat. And then we're going to dig the heels down into the mat and lift the rest of the foot up. So we're just touching the floor with the heels driving down. Keep the foot lifted like that and we're going to tuck the hips under and release. So little tuck and release. Every time we tuck, we're squeezing the seat as hard as you can. Keep the knees pressing outward away from each other. Just tucking and releasing. Make sure the chin isn't close to the chest, but lift it up and away from the chest slightly. Now we're going to tuck from side to side. So tuck right and tuck left. Tuck right and tuck left. So burning out the seat one side at a time. Keeping the knees nice and wide, digging those heels down. Good. Staying here with this flow for a little bit longer. This is our last push of the class, so stick with it. And then come back to center, hold the tuck, and from here we're just going to press the knees out. So we're squeezing the seat, holding the hips up high, and just pressing out with the knees. Out and out and out. Keep digging those heels down. Lift the chin up and away from the chest. Press down into the hands and the arms. Now lower the hips down to adjust the feet. We're going to bring them parallel and flat. And then tuck the hips up towards the sky. And right here in the center, just tucking. Tuck and release, tuck and release. Every time we tuck, we squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that C. Good. Staying here, keeping the knees in line with the hips, tucking. And then roll the hips back down onto the ground. Let's stretch it out, taking that right ankle and crossing it above the left knee. Open up that knee to the side. You can draw the left knee in and press the right knee away from you. Stretching out that right seat. Press your tailbone down into the mat. Good, and lengthen the left leg out long and draw the right leg in close. Lengthen through the back of that right knee. And just slightly open up that right leg to the side. And then cross it over the body towards the left. You can use the right hand to press that right hip down, drawing the foot towards your left shoulder. Bring it back to center. Hug it in one more time. And then bend the knee and bring it into half happy baby. Lower the foot towards the ground and cross that right knee over the body, opening it out to the right, gazing over that shoulder. Just take a deep breath into the twist. And bring it back to center and switch sides. Crossing the left ankle over the right knee. Press that knee open. Draw the right knee in close. Keep opening up into that hip. Tailbone roots down into the ground. And then lengthen that right leg out onto the ground as the left leg pulls in towards your face. Open the leg slightly out to the side. And then take the leg across your body using that left hand to press the left hip down, drawing the foot towards the right shoulder. And bring it back to center one more time. Pull the leg in. And then bend the knee, bring it into half happy baby. Release the foot towards the ground and cross the knee over towards the right as you gaze towards the left. Nice deep breath into the twist. Good, and then come back to center. Draw both knees in. Take a little circle a few times to each direction. Releasing any tension in the low back. Slowing the breath down. And then release the knees. Bring the feet to the earth, and you can do a little bit of light touch massage, running your fingertips up and down your thighs. And then you can take that light touch massage to your arms. Allowing that touch to relax you and reward you for all your hard work. And then lengthen your legs out on the ground. Bring your arms alongside your body. And let your palms face up towards the sky. Your face softens as your eyes close and your breathing slips into a natural rhythm. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in as you reach your arms up over your head. Exhale and roll over onto your side. Make your way up into a comfortable seat. Inhale and bring your hands to your heart. And exhale, bow your head. Namaste.